Hello folks, this is Sula once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is going to be taken from Double Up mode. This is the co-op game mode where you and another person play together as a team against 3 other teams. And alongside me is JDP El Grillo, who I think has played with me the most in these Double Up games. I did a couple games I think with XPL and Symbol, but most of the ones I've done have been with Grillo on my team. So we get the initial carousel. I was trying to take the bow on the initial carousel, but I wasn't able to get that, so I had to fall back on this belt, which is okay, but not quite what I was looking for. As far as this game goes, we're going to walk through this game as it goes along, but the main theme for this game is going to be playing through Colossus units. In particular, I'm going to end up hitting Colossus unit early on, and then we're going to do our best to play through that. And in fact, this I'm actually going to get double belts early for a Warmog, so it's going to be the theme of the game is going to be having units with a very high amount of health on that side. So far, though, not much going on here. Just picking up units that I want to play. I'm not really at this point. I still really don't know what in the world I'm going to be playing here, but I'll do my best to try to figure it out. One nice thing about playing alongside Grillo is Grillo often does a really good job of building early game boards. Just always seems to be able to put together something that's strong at the start of the game, and that would end up being the case here as well. All right, so out of these different options here, I get Binary Airdrop, Imperial Crest, Arcane Crest. I don't want to play Imperial Crest. I don't think that that's that good, honestly, at least in this current patch. Arcane Crest maybe, but I don't really have Arcanist either. So I think that kind of leftover option is just to take Binary Airdrop. Binary Airdrop means that if you have 2 items equipped on a champion, then you will get a third random item on that champion as well. And they don't have to be completed items. You can have one completed item and a component, so half of a completed item. So, it's 3 components, a full item, and half of an item. And then the third, then you'll get a full item in that last slot. But it's random. You don't control it. So that's kind of how things work. So I go ahead and take that. And I'm going to do my best to play through that, but I really don't have much of anything right now. I have no traits in play, kind of hoping some champs will pop out of this last minion round, so I have a little bit better sense of what in the world I'm doing here. So I get a bunch of gold, so I'm going to buy the 2 Singe and then pre-level because I have Ez. If I could find a Zillion or a Heimer, maybe I could play Innovators. I don't find that. Instead, what I'm going to find is a Vex, who I can play for a little bit of frontline, and then if I sell the Darius, I can put in Ezreal, and that'll make scrap. So Yorl, Scrap, Arcanist. I don't think this is very good at all, to be honest, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'll put the Warmogs on the Vex, and then I'll go ahead and put the Sword on Ezreal. And as I said, I don't think this is very good at all, but it's the best I can see to make do with what I've gotten. Maybe, I'm sure that there was another better combination I could have made, but I have no 2-star units here. I I have the Yordle trait, which provides no in-combat advantage. I guess I have Arcanist, and the Warmogs is actually really good in the early game. But I'm still going to lose this round. I definitely don't win against this person's challenger board, but Grillo comes right over from winning super duper early. And in fact, already has a Poppy with a Bramble Vest. And apparently Grillo just got a gazillion Poppies to start this game. So that's kind of the unit that he's playing through right now, is he's already got a 2-star Poppy with a Bramble. And that is a pretty good unit to start because in the early game, most of the damage is physical, and it's difficult to get through that Bramble at the start of the game. Also, a little note about Poppy. I think a number of people know this, but the way that Poppy's ability works is her shield toss scales off of her armor. So the more armor she has, the more her shield toss does. And so you give her a Bramble Vest, then that Shield Toss ends up doing more damage than it would otherwise. Again, there's Grillo's board. He already has 5 Poppies in, so he already has a 2-star Poppy and then 2 more on his bench for 5 total Poppies. So he was like, all right, I guess I'll just run with this for the time being. I still feel like my board is pretty lousy here, but I'll just continue to see what I can do. Again, this person that I'm up against definitely looks a lot stronger than me. They've got 2-star Camille, 2-star Graves over there. And meanwhile, I've got all 1-star champs. But I do, as I said, I do have the Warmogs, which is pretty good in the early game. The problem here is this person I'm up against has Thrill of the Hunt. And it's the gold version of Thrill of the Hunt, so every time a unit dies, they get 600 HP back. So, I thought we were going to win this round easily, but then I was like, oh yeah, Graves has Thrill of the Hunt, so as soon as he kills a unit, he's going to heal for 600. It's like that Graves is just healing and healing and healing, and it's like, oh, uh-oh, is Graves going to kill everyone? And no, actually not. So Grillo's ghost board comes in and allows me to win a round that I probably should not have won. So here I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I end up selling the Vex to play Poppy. The reason for that is I'm not looking to go Arcanist, and I wanted to have Poppy in because I thought it would fit better with future bodyguards. The other reason is it's going to allow me to get to what I can do here is I can, if I win this round, I can pre-level, and then I'll be at still have 10 gold in the bank and pre-level towards level 5. So that's why I dropped the Vex. Mostly it was for econ to get 3 gold extra, and I thought I would be able to hit Poppy 2-star much easier than hitting the Vex 2-star. But it does lose Arcanist trait, and I'm looking at this board and I was like, I don't think that I win against the Darius. This person, by the way, also has the binary airdrop trait. I was like, yeah, I don't think that I beat this person. Their Darius looks really strong. So Grillo's going to come in again. Note that Grillo has won every round and won every round very quickly, much weaker, much faster than me because my board is, as I said, not strong here in the early going. But it's not enough, and I'm going to drop this round. But do I remember to pre-level? Yes, there we go. So I sell one of the Singed on my bench. Again, why did I have Singed? Because I thought maybe if I hit Zillion or Heimer, I could play Innovators, but didn't end up hitting those units. And so I end up losing the round. We're exactly tied with this team. This is the team I was just hitting. I think I just hit Sniper in that last round. We're exactly tied on 97 health, but they win the coin flip. And so they are going to get the third pick here on the carousel. All right, so as far as what I'm looking to pick up here, I wouldn't have minded getting that chain vest on the Shaco. I don't end up getting that, so I was like, I guess I'll take this cloak as long as you're okay with a tier. And Grillo was okay with taking a tier, so go ahead and grab that. And the reason for that is so that way I can. I think it was just so. Oh, so I could put. I could put it on Poppy. The idea was this way. I put the cloak on Poppy. It's another defensive item, and then she'll be able to make use of binary airdrop. Whereas I don't really want to put a tier on Poppy. It's not as good of a defensive item. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what I put in next. Oh, and I take the glove here. Grillo asked me what this was the do you want gold or do you want a component? And I went ahead and took the glove over the 8 gold, which is a little bit rare for me. Usually I try to take the gold. I do think it's really good for accelerating your economy, but I wanted the glove because that way if I can get a bow, I can make Last Whisper on Ezreal. It was one of the components I was most looking for. So I went ahead and took that, even though it did mean giving up the gold. Now I'm hoping I can win this round so I can get to 20 gold. And I might be able to. Actually, this round's, it looks relatively close at first, but then, oh, bad fight RNG. Poppy gets flung into the middle of my team just in time for Misfortune to ult and literally hit the entirety of my team. So, oof. Yep, an early MF ult hitting the entire team, not good. Caitlyn's ult does not hit Poppy, who's on 10 HP, and instead snipes the full HP, I think, Lulu in the backline. So that was not the best fight RNG. And in fact, both of us end up losing that round. So that's kind of sad. And now we're a little bit behind this other team, Sniper and the Iron Price, 987. So I go ahead and give Grillo the gold. But look at this shot that I get right here. I'm level 5, so I only have 2% odds to get 4 cost units, but I hit a Sion and I hit a Fiora, and then I also hit a Leona as well. And I think Grillo was interested in Leona's. I believe he's going into 4 bodyguards, but I think he's already hit Leona himself. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to play the Sion here. It'll mean giving up Yordles, but that's okay because my board has kind of been garbage up to this point in time. And if I just take out the TF and I take out the Poppy, I can just go ahead and play the and I can just go ahead and play this Sion instead. It's going to be way, way, way stronger because now my front line is going to be much better. And I'll even roll a binary airdrop item on Sion on every round. With that Warmog, Sion has just an insane amount of HP. For this stage of the game, he probably has something like almost 3,000 health. And units in stage 2 just don't do very much damage. So Sion can basically tank forever. And now I'm going to be looking to build through Sion. This is like the key unit I'm going to be looking to build through. So I'm actually going to win my round. And now for a change, I come over to help Grillo's board. And look who we're up against. We're up against Sniper and the Iron Price once again. And in fact, both of them have their full boards over here because they've been winning their rounds quickly. It's not enough to win this round, so we do end up losing. And they are now the team that's on the big win streak. They're both on 97 HP. So yeah, that is the team that we have seen a lot. And we're going to be seeing that team a lot more as the game goes on. Like I've already hit the Iron Price and Sniper already. And Grillo, I think, has hit both of them as well. And because we keep both winning our rounds against the other two teams, like every single round against one of them turns into a like a 2v2s with four people's units on the board. So it's really kind of interesting how that has played out here. But they're ahead right now. They're the ones on the win streak. So we are hoping that we can strengthen our boards and get stronger here and be in a position to contest them. But it looks like they're going to be the main competition going forward. All right, I get a little bit of good luck here. I get a Blitzcrank. That's the unit I want. Blitz has Protector trait and Bodyguard trait and Scrap trait. Just list all three of his traits. But his Protector trait is particularly nice when paired with Sion. There's just that natural synergy there. So like you can play Blitz plus Sion plus another Bodyguard, and it gives you really strong front line. I also random my way into TF 2-star there. What's a little bit unfortunate is getting another belt. I wasn't really looking for another belt here. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out how I can put more units in. I wouldn't mind getting the Ziggs in because he would make both Scrap and Arcanist. So I'm trying to figure out, do I just play him over the Ezreal? Ezreal 1-star is not exactly doing a whole lot at this stage of the game. I also could play the Trist, and ultimately I decide that's probably better. Let's play the Trist, and we'll play the Ziggs, and that should be better here, I think. I get Scrap Trait back in, and now Trist can, for the time being at least, hold on to items that would be going are intended to go onto maybe Jin, or if I get really lucky, maybe Jace later on. But yeah, can look to do that. And we seem to be winning this round pretty easily. Again, it's not one of those two teams that we've been contesting with. So let's pop on over and help out Grillo. Looks like he's got this under control anyway. By the way, he is on 8 poppies right now. So yeah, he's on 8 poppies. Also, I get an early Orianna. I can't quite play that yet. But I will look to hold it for the time being because I'm pretty sure I want to play Ori long term. I've also found an early Yone, but I'm not looking to play into challengers here. My items would be okay for that, but I kind of wanted to play around the Sion, so I'm not looking to do that right now. I do have, so I also picked up the Misfortune because that could be sniper trait with the Tristana later on. But for the time being, I still have these items on my bench, and I'd really like to find either like another glove or a bow, so I could maybe make Last Whisper on the Tristana. If I could make like Last Whisper and then add the sword, I'd get a binary airdrop item on top of that, which would be very nice. Wow, Grillo won his round pretty fast. That was all of maybe 10 seconds. I think I would have won this round anyway, but it certainly doesn't hurt having his assistants to come over here. And this is a big deal because this is one of the two people that's win streaking. That was the Iron Price, so we're able to interrupt that win streak and stop one of the two of them from win streaking. All right, so here I get another big augment. Armor plating, Colossus become invulnerable for 2 seconds when their health drops to 60% and 30%. I mentioned that I was playing through the Sion in this game, and this just confirms that like Sion is the unit I'm going to be playing through. It's a very, very powerful augment if you're running Colossus units, because as it says, when the health drops below 60% and again below 30%, they become invulnerable for 2 seconds. So you basically get four additional seconds where they can't take any damage and they can continue tanking for you. So I really now would want to find Galio. Again, that's not easy to do because Galio is a legendary unit. He won't show up until I'm at least level 7. But I have told Grillo to keep an eye out for Galio if he would see him. Also for Jin, and then to hold any additional Scions that he might happen to find, because I'm trying to play through like Jin and Sion and Galio, and those are going to be my key units in this game. So he is going to keep an eye out for them, and I'm hoping that since I found this Sion so early, I'll be able to hit 2-star. Excuse me. Then I'll be able to hit 2-star Sion later on. Apologies for the sneezing there. All right, so so far so good. I don't think I've lost a round since I got Sion in here. I think that I've won each round since that happened. Now, if I can just get a little bit more damage in my comp, like I said, my Sion just lives forever in these fights. But I don't have a ton of damage behind that. Now, that said, Grillo has made his 3-star Poppy, and this is going to end up being a hilarious Poppy. Again, I wish that we had replays in Teamfight Tactics so I could show you his board a bit more in these games, but had to concentrate on my own board while playing. He's made the 3-star Poppy. He has a Bramble Vest on it, and then he also has an Archangel Staff on it. And Grillo said that Poppy was doing like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 damage in these fights because the Bramble ensured that Poppy would live to the end of the fight. And then on top of that, the Archangels would just keep scaling Poppy's ability power throughout the fight so that the shield toss would do even more damage, scaling off of ability power. So kind of a weird setup, 3-star Poppy with Bramble Archangels, but it was working pretty well in this game. So certainly can't complain about that. All right, I'm going to get my first airdrop unit here. Grillo found a Jin in the store, and so I said, yes, it's worth it to use one of our sends to pick that up because I had this Tristana that was really doing almost nothing, and this will allow me to play Jin, who's a much, much stronger unit, and also that will pair perfectly with the Oriana. So I'm just looking to do what I can here. I'll go ahead and make the put the BF sword on Jin, and then I'm continuing to cross my fingers and hope that I'll be able to get either a bow or another glove. Um, and I'm going to try to reforge one of these. I actually picked the wrong item. I picked the transfer item. Thank goodness, because I almost wasted one of my transfer things sending a 1-star Ezreal over to Grillo. I do think that the Reforger and the item that sends things over to your partner look pretty similar. But I tried reforging that. I didn't need yet another belt. That was 4 belts on this game for me. And it turned into an, what is it? It turned into an a chain vest instead, which is better for me in my current situation. By the way, the Poppy, yeah, running around running around Archangel's Bramble 3-star Poppy, but even in that fight, Grillo did not end up. What was it? Sion never ended up dying even in that round. So that one was really big because that was against Snipa, and we interrupted the win streak on Snipa. We had interrupted the win streak on the Iron Price earlier, but now we've interrupted the win streak on Snipa as well. And now both of us are on win streaks. Grillo playing the Yordle bodyguard set up right there. Yeah, the Poppy is just carrying his team. It's just hilarious overall. So yeah, we're trying to keep an eye on what these other teams are playing. And we did notice that one of these teams was down on 25 HP. It is one of these two player. I am very dizzy and hello. Like what these people are apparently they were both playing mercenaries and both lost streaking, which I don't think is really a good idea when you're playing double up mode to both be playing mercenaries and both be lost streaking. I posted a game on YouTube a little while ago where XPL when I were playing. And by the way, here we are against Snipa and the Iron Price again. It's again like a four. It's a 4-player brawl like every single time we hit one another. And so I played the game with XPL a little while back where he played mercenaries, and then basically I was win streaking to keep us from losing health, and then he was lost streaking, and he was able to turn that into a big cash out. But like you don't want to both be running, you don't want to both be running. Mercenaries and lost streaking because you just bleed out so much health so quickly. It's not really a good. It doesn't really work that well, unfortunately. But yeah, so that team's on 15 HP, and like you can't be 15 HP at the end of stage 3. That's just not going to work. Uh, so yeah, we don't think that team's in very good shape. All right, so another minion round. Again, I'm hoping for maybe to get a bow to pop out, and oh, there we go. There's the bow. All right, thank goodness. So now I'm going to look to try and complete some more items here. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Trundle just to do that. And let's see. So we'll make the Last Whisper. There we go. And then this will cause Jin to get a binary airdrop item. Then I've got some choices on other things here as well. I'm trying to figure out what else I might want to make. I was like, do I want to play the Seraphine over the Heimer? Would I rather have Scholar or do I rather have the Spotlight here? I was thinking about it and trying to go back and forth between these two units. I think the answer is both, but I have to get to a higher level to run both of them. And now I'm trying to think, do I put another item on Sion here? I would lose the binary airdrop, but I think it might be better just to put a third item on him because like you can see I rolled Gargoyle Stoneplate this round, and with him being solo frontline, Gargoyle Stoneplate is really, really good on him. It'll give him extra armor and magic resistance for every unit that's targeting him, and that's going to be pretty much the whole enemy team, so he'll get a ton of armor and MR. And I've got the items for it, so it's okay to not get like the best possible use out of binary airdrop if I can get something that's better. Like why have to rely on a random item if I could just get an item that I want anyway? So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that while I go ahead and save the 2 Giants belts. Boy, I got a lot of belts this game, didn't I? A lot of belts this game. Well, I'll save the Giants belts for something else. Like Morello's would be nice to get, although I don't have a great Morello's user here. So that's what I was thinking. I'm also thinking that I'll roll down after the carousel on stage 4 and then look to go from there. By the way, that other team's on 3 HP, so probably not too long for the world right now. But we're on 81 HP, and our like rivals in this game are on 80 HP. So it's pretty close between our teams, and it's going to come down to who can make a better board between all of us. This person's playing, looks like some challengers also had a Tom Kench, but the good news is that Sion cannot be eaten because he is a Colossus unit, is a hard counter to Tom Kench. being unable to being unable to get eaten by the other team. And so here I'm going to come in here and let's see, is this enough to salvage Grillo's board? It is very close here, but oh, look at that Oriana ult. Ori just doing so much work, and that's going to allow the Jhin to finish off that other team. So we're able to win the round for Grillo and inflict a loss on that other person. All right, and then here I get another bit of luck. I get another 1% roll. So remember I got the Sion at 2% odds earlier? Now I hit Galio at 1% odds. And I was like, okay, now I know what I'm doing. I was planning to play the Seraphine at level 8 and keep Heimer in. Now we're going to change that up. Now we're just going to we're going to take Heimer out, not play Seraphine, and we're going to play Galio instead, because that gets Colossus straight in. And remember, I've got the armor plating in. So I'm just going to make this change right now. I do pick up the Socialite Spotlight, which is nice. Jhin can make pretty good use of it. But now we're just going to run double Colossus units, and they both get the armor plating. Furthermore, I was able to make another Warmogs on Galio. So now I have Warmogs on Sion and Warmogs on Galio. That's pretty crazy. And with Blitzcrank in there, I've got 2 Bodyguard plus 2 Protector. It's one of the reasons why Blitz pairs really well with the 2 Colossus units. I guess he doesn't pair well with Cho'Gath, but he pairs well with the other 2. So one thing about Galio to keep in mind is Galio knocks people up based on the difference between his HP and the unit he's knocking up HP. So like the more health Galio has, the bigger the knockup he gets on the other team. So yeah, with him having a Warmogs, he's going to knock people up for a very long time when he jumps into their backlines. And then Sion should be able to tank forever. All right, so as far as what I'm looking for here, I can get another Galio, which was something I was thinking about. But I decided that I would rather try to finish itemizing Jhin. So I told Grillo I will take the glove as long as he didn't need it, which he did not. And so I'm going to take that. And I believe he takes the Galio because it's 5 gold to sell. So this will be Infinity Edge Glass Whisper for Jhin. And those are kind of his core items. All right, so now it's time to roll down here at level 8 and try to strengthen our board. I'm looking for Sion. I'm picking up the Brahms because that was the unit Grillo had asked me to look out for. So I'm trying to pick these up. And I am not finding a ton of Sions necessarily, or Galios, though I don't really expect to see that. We'll hit 2-star Blitz. But I am finding a lot of Brahms, so that's pretty good. So I was like, all right, Grillo, here you go. Going to send you the 2-star Braum, and now he can use that for his board because he said that was kind of the key unit. And now I will lock for the Janna if I have to get it, but I'm hoping that I will not end up needing it. So I was able to hit a lot of stuff there. I hit 2-star Ori, I hit 2-star Blitz, and what was it? And I hit the 2-star Braum for Grillo's board. And if I win this round, I can just pick up the Janna. So this is one of the 2 teams that we're kind of dueling with here. This person's playing Challengers, and I believe the other person is playing Arcanist. They've got a Lux with a blue buff and very good items. You generally consider to be Lux's best items. Blue buff plus Jeweled Gauntlet plus Infinity Edge. And fortunately, we win that round, so I can go ahead and pick up the Janna and make Janna 2-star. All right, so last augment here. Sunfire board would not be bad because I do not have a healing debuff in my team comp. I did think about that. Celestial Blessing, I don't have a lot of healing either. I decided to go, though, for the Tome of Traits because there were so many good things I could pull out of the Tome of Traits. Like, there were a bunch of different options. I could pull Sniper out. That would be good. I could put Scholar out. That would be good. I could pull Enchanter out. But I end up getting Protector. Or out of these choices, I take Protector, and I'm quite pleased with that. So this will mean that, number one, Galio will get a shield anytime Galio uses his ultimate. And on top of that, it also means that we get an extra rank of Protector for Sion and also for Blitzcrank. So remember, the Protector, basically the way Protector works is every time that they use their ultimate, they get a shield. And the shield is percentage-based health. Or it's for a percentage of their health. I believe that Protector 3 is like 30%, something like that. So now every time Sion ults, he'll get a shield for a percentage of his health. And now every time Galio ults, he gets a shield for a percentage of his health. Well, guess what? They have very, very, very high amounts of health. So it's pretty significant that they will get these shields. So they're going to be even more unkillable than they were before. So yeah, I think that this was a pretty good pickup there. Warmog's Protector Galio is pretty terrifying. And you can see this other team that we're up against is having no success whatsoever at cutting through my front line. Now, unfortunately, we kill the Jinx a little bit too slow before their whole team's dead. But, I still have about half my team alive, and then Grillo's team is going to come in as well. And I think that between the two of us, we've got this. This is against the team that's very low on health. I don't want them to win this round because they're on a big mercenary loss streak, it looks like, at least based on that chest that's there. The other team that was on low health is already out of the lobby and has been for a little while. So yeah, we've been able to win streak through here. And my decision now was let's just go to level 9. I'll just try to go to level 9 here. Note that Grillo has already found he's found 4 Scions. I only have 2. So we decided we'd make a play for Scion 3-star. And the thinking was if Grillo can get to 6 Scions and then I can just get to 3, he could double send me Scion and that would be sufficient. He also, I believe, gets a Nico's on this round as well. So that'll get us even closer to potentially having 3-star Scion. The only sad thing is I still don't have 2-star Jin, and I also still don't have 2-star Scion. I just need one of those Scions to get over here. Like, because all my key units are 1 star. My key units are Scion, Galio, and Jin, and they're all of them are 1 star. So yeah, if I could just find another Jin and another Scion, I'll be good to go. But I want to go to level 9 because that'll let me play Seraphine, and I have much better odds to find Galio 2-star at level 9. I think Seraphine's the last unit in. She'll give me another rank of the Spotlight, and she's just an inherently good item. Inherently good unit. Of course, I could find Yumi. That wouldn't be bad either. And here we go. So now we're up against the Lux player again. So we're going to be seeing these comps a lot because Sniper and the Iron Price are the other 2 players. But wow, look at that knockup. Look how long the other team gets knocked up in the air when Galio crashes in because he's got that Warmogs. So yeah, my backline does end up getting killed here, but it's a little hard to see because their health bars are cut off at the top of the screen. But like Sion is still alive, and he's going to get off yet another shield on his protector trait, and Galio is still alive, and they're still punching people. And guess what? We've got the Bramble Dragon's Claw Archangel Staff Poppy that's still running around there on Grillo's board. So yeah, we're able to win that round and get another win against this team comp that we're up against. All right, now here's another adaptation that makes sense here in double up mode. Grillo noted that that Sniper is going for a 3-star Lux, and their team is pushing towards that. So we need to hold Luxes right now to try and stop the other teams from hitting 3-star Lux, because that's their win condition, get 3-star Lux. So Grillo already has a Lux on his bench, and I have a Lux on my bench. So anytime we see a Lux in the store, we're just going to grab it because we're trying to deny that to the other team. I believe that there are 12 or 13 copies of the 4 cost units. So that team needs to hit 9 Luxes. If we can take some of them out of the pool, we might be able to hit a point where they just cannot actually make 3-star Lux if we can take enough of them out of the pool. So anyway, I'm up against the Iron Price. Iron Price is playing a Challengers board with Yone and Kaisa and Fiora. And that's kind of this other team comp. So looks like I'm going to lose this one, but aha, here comes my partner to the rescue. We're gonna have the 3-star Poppy coming in, and of course Galio is still alive, and Sion is still alive because they just literally never die in these fights. And so even though it looks like I would have lost that round, we're going to be able to win that round. And guess what? The other team that was on low HP got knocked out of the lobby. So it is now down to just 2v2, as we knew it would be. And so, yeah, there's Grillo's board. He's playing 4 Bodyguard. Yep, playing 4 Bodyguard with the Poppy, and then using kind of Heimer as his carry. And he was going to try to get to 3-star Heimer, who actually carries reasonably well. Although he didn't tell me to hold Heimers in this game. I could have held Heimers for him. Oh, well. So, yeah, he is playing through the Bodyguards with that Heimerdinger. And meanwhile, I am playing through these Colossus units, and I'm just slowly trying to econ my way up to level 9. Also, on a quick peek at Grillo's board there, he now has 6 Scions. So yeah, he has 6 Scions. All we need to do is for me to find 1 more Scion, then I'll have Scion 2-star. Then I can send it to him, and then it will turn into a 3-star Scion on his side, and then he can send it back to me. So all we need to do is find 1 more Scion for Scion 3-star. But it has to be on my side. It can't be on his board. Anyway, so this round, again, looks like I'm going to lose. But again, my Colossus units never die. And so in comes Grillo's units. Galio's going to get off another ult. And can we punch through the Lux? Yes. So we're able to win that round as well, with, again, my 2 Colossus units still alive. So this is really nice. We've been able to bank so much health. We're in pretty good shape here right now. We, of course, are second pick on this carousel, so the other team will get whatever they want. I decided I would like the Scholar emblem here because I actually don't have Scholar trait in, and this means I don't have to worry about playing Yumi at level 9. I can just put in that Seraphine at level 9, and I'll still be able to have Scholar trait as well as another rank of the Socialite Spotlight. So let's just put this in. I can just toss this on someone, and I think I toss it on Ori if I remember. Now if I can get 1 more item on Ori, then I can make binary airdrop on her as well. Get a free item from her as well. So I'll be looking for that from the next minion round. So yeah, we're just going to level 9, trying to econ here. The other team has had to roll down at level 8, if I remember correctly, because they're getting low on HP. That's what we want. They're also starting to hold Scions. I believe one of their players was holding Scions because they saw we were going for Scion 3-star. But yeah, there's excuse me, we're still in very good position here, even though this person was able to get a jeweled gauntlet for Kaisa. So I think I match up a little bit better with the Lux player than with the Challenger player here in the lobby, just because I have good CC access on the back line. This time Grillo ended up losing his round, so I'm up against both of the other teams, and I was like, I don't think I can beat both of the enemy teams. So yeah, again, we're mostly just econing here. Sion or Galio is still alive, but he won't last forever. And so we do finally take a loss. It's a double loss on both of us. So, I mean, we do have to be careful of this. If you're both losing rounds here in the late game, you can lose a lot of health in a hurry. But, we're still scaling here. We're trying to econ up. Grillo has had the junkyard augment in for some time now, so he's been getting extra items. So we do feel like we're scaling better than they are. They have, it looks like 7 Luxes right now. I think they have 7 over there. So again, we're just trying to hold Luxes and deny them, and really just hoping I can get the one more Scion here so that that's not an issue. We also, by the way, know who we're going to hit every single round because we just alternate between these two people on the other team. So like, I knew I was going to hit the Lux, but and I was trying to reposition for that, but I did a poor job of repositioning. I was trying to get it so Lux would not fire at Jin, but I kind of messed that up, and Lux ended up firing at Jin anyway. So even though I pulled the random binary airdrop Zephyr on the Lux, this round ends up going pretty poorly. And this was a mispositioning on my end. I don't even last long enough for Grillo to come in and save me. So yeah, I just needed to reposition. I could have put Jin over on the right hand side, but basically I just needed some unit for this person to be shooting at so that they would not be targeting Jin. My little 1-star Jin. Still have not seen another Jin. Anyway, though, so I do find another Lux, and getting the triple item dragon is actually pretty good here because I can use it for binary airdrop purposes. So like I'll be able to use this to get another free item out of some of these other units. Plus the Giant Slayer is really good on Jin. I think I just put the Giant Slayer on Jin because why not? All right, so let's grab the items. Now we're going to look to go level 9 here. We've been able to econ our way through stage 5. So now upgrade there. I actually hit another Lux, which is kind of hilarious. So again, just denying them the 3-star Lux. There, we're going to hit the 2-star Jin finally. And nothing on that jump. But there's the Scion. I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, Grillo, I'm going to send you my Scion. And then this will make Scion 3-star for him. And now he just needs to send it back to me. And we're good. But then here's the problem. So Grillo makes a 3-star Scion, but he actually doesn't have enough space on his bench to fit the Scion and all the items. So he actually can't pick up the airdrop. You know how like the unit comes flying in? He actually can't pick it up fast enough. So yeah, he actually still has the airdrop. You can't really see it here graphically, but he still has the Scion. He was unable to pick up the Scion I sent him. So yeah, this round's not going to go great because the Scion I just sent the Scion over to Grillo and he wasn't able to send it back. So yeah, we're not doing great in this particular round, but fortunately he'll be able to clear out some space and then he'll be able to pick up the airdrop and then send it back to me as 3-star Scion. So yeah, he needs to pick it up. That makes 3-star Scion. Now he needs to put the items that were on it. So I was like, I had Dragon Claw, Wormogs, and Gargoyle. So he needs to put those items back on Scion, and then he can transfer the unit back to me. And now it's going to pop back over to me, so now I can pick it back up against as I get another Galio in the shop. So here comes Sion back again. And by the way, Lux actually ended up on my board, this random 2-star Lux that I was holding. So now I have to take the Lux out, which took a second for me to remember that. Now I have to put the items back on again. And now he's going to binary airdrop me. I think this was another Galio, if I'm remembering. Oh, no, this was something totally separate. This was the item drop. You get item drops on 6-2 and 6-3. I actually totally forgot about that. And so now I'm trying to reposition. I don't quite manage to get the repositioning off, but it's okay. I'm going to end up with double Chalice, which is going to be really, really nice here. So yeah, now I've got 3-star Sion. So do you know what 3-star Sion does? 3-star Sion stuns for 6 seconds on his ultimate. 6 seconds! Yeah, so I just annihilate Sniper. It's not even close. And then Grillo wins his round very easily as well. So I was like, oh yeah, I have 3-star Sion now. So my team is like totally unkillable. And here's where I give an item back to Grillo, and I believe he wants the Shroud, which is definitely the right choice here. So I'm basically just rolling for 2-star Galio, and that's the only unit I still need to hit here. I mean, like, the Jace is interesting, but I think I can pass on that. If I could hit 2-star Jace, in theory, the optimization would be replace Jin with Jace, but I would have to be a 2-star. It would have to be a 2-star Jace for that to be worthwhile, and I clearly don't have that just yet. So yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot that this other team is going to be able to do about my board here. We've knocked them down to 1 HP, so in theory we should only have to win one more round. But I think we might also. Oh, by the way, Grillo hits a 2-star Lux, so we both have 2-star Luxes. We have 6 Luxes out of the pool, denying them Lux 3-star, which is pretty hilarious. And then he also hits 3-star Heimer, but it's a little bit too slow to get onto the board. All right, so I am going to be up against the Challengers player. And again, look how long that stun lasts. Jinx is just standing there in the back lines doing nothing. And then Galio is going to come crashing in as well. So, I mean, this is a 2-star Kaisa over there. That's not a joke by any means, but we're just, I mean, we got the 3-star Sion. So, yeah, what is this Kaisa going to do? So that should probably knock them out, but I guess because Grillo lost and I won, it wasn't enough. Still, one more win should be enough for us to polish this game off. And by the way, there is a Galio on Carousel, so we can pick that up. Also, this team's going to get a Lux on Carousel, so we were like, oh, but wait a minute, that only takes them to 8 Luxes. We were wondering if that made Lux 3-star. It does not. So I take the Galio just for Galio 2-star. Could have taken the Socialite emblem for Socialite 3, but I valued the Galio 2-star more than that. And I'm going to put this on Blitzcrank just so I get a free item out of it via Binary Air Chop. So yeah, they do not have quite enough Luxes. I believe they got stuck at 8. And by the way, there's Galio in the shop anyway, so womp womp. But my board is capped at this point. I cannot get stronger than this. My board is pretty obscenely strong. So yeah, they do not manage to get Lux 3-star, and they really don't have much of a chance if they can't get the Lux 3-star. I'm going to reposition away from the Lux just so I don't get focused. And that does actually means giving up the spotlight, but whatever, who cares? The main thing is Lux will not focus Jin, and I've got that. So watch Sion, he's going to get his ult off, and boom, there you go. And then Galio goes into the air. The units are so far up in the sky. It's like Jin is shooting up at a skyscraper or something. So it's a very easy win. And Grillo won his round as well. So yeah, GG. Armor plating Colossus for the win. Whew. This is one of the great things about Double Up Mode is you get to experiment with some of these 3-star units that you normally never get to see because they're so difficult to hit. But like, I only saw 3 Scions the whole game. Grillo saw 6 of them. So together, we're able to make the 3-star Scion. And that just, that just made my day because this unit is just totally ridiculous with armor plating on top of everything else. So yeah, 6-second stun that hits like the whole board. That poor Lux never had a chance. All right, well, I hope you found this game entertaining. I try to mix in some double up games from time to time. They are definitely a lot of fun to play, and I hope they're fun to watch. Until next time, I hope you guys are having a great week. Until then, take care. See you again soon.